Hi guys, I'll make a video of my own story so you can have it in person, me speaking about it. And it starts when I was 5 years old. I only come back to me when I was 5 years old. A long time ago in the past, I was a lot more smaller then. And it all started with me walking to my house. I was a little kid, holding my mum's hand. So sad, so depressed. Because I was at school because I didn't understand anything. My mum was trying to cheer me up, saying things like, oh, it'll be okay, or how do you find it, or try and make a light talk with me. And I remember just before I was about to turn the corner and walk up to my house, I looked at her, grabbed her hand tightly, looked at her, said, Mum, I want to die. I don't want to live no more. I wish I was never born. From that moment, my mum knew she had to find out why I wasn't learning. She had to find out why I couldn't speak properly, why I couldn't make sense of any symbols or any letters in school. And it wasn't because I was developing slow. No, there had to be a reason behind it, and my mum was determined. Thank God she did this. She was determined to find an answer. And after years of tests and studies, finally, a person diagnosed with dyslexia. They didn't diagnose me with just dyslexia. They diagnosed me with ADHD. They diagnosed me with a spatial awareness issue. They diagnosed me with, I think, autism and short-term memory loss and a lot of different things. And I remember getting that diagnosis, and if anything, it was a relief. It was an answer from my parents. And because if they were happy, I was happy as a 6 years old, as a 6, 7 year old. I remember this one psychiatrist said to my mum, you know, Theo is statistically one of the worst dyslexics in England. And that didn't really help the situation a lot. Because Mum was like, oh great, I'm supposed to do that information. Anyway, the search for dyslexia was, the search to find me the proper support was quite long. Until my mum found a school called Brown's, dyslexic school, an incredibly amazing school with what was an incredibly amazing head teacher, Mr. Brown. And when my mum and Mr. Brown had the meeting for me to go to this school, Mr. Brown said that they're not sure that Brown's school, a Pacific dyslexic school, could help me because I was too severe. And he wasn't confident he could help me, and that he could give more money confidence, but he said we'll take him on for a week. Since that week, I stayed there ever since in Brown School. Now, there was so much trouble getting my statemented to stay at Brown's, and because it was to be stay at my normal state school, stay at Brown's, but my mum and dad actually fought tooth and nail to make me stay there. I stayed at Brown's from year 3 all the way to year 11. And this is the first day when I walked in the gate. My head was so low, my shoulders were so down. I walked in so sad, so lonely, so depressed. Because I remember at that time it was such a scary time for me. I had trouble going to sleep at night because I had such big anxiety. My stomach cramps used to hurt me all the time because I was so worried about the future. And I was not living the best life at all. I was so scared, terrified. And so when I walked into school, I didn't want to speak to anyone all day because I was so shy. People make fun of me because of my voice, because of the way I acted. And through years and years and years of having such support from the teachers, such loving and caring and supportive environment, who made me feel normal, who made me feel like everyone else. Then, through their support, my confidence grew. I started talking, I started making more friends, I started becoming more alive and more myself. I did that all the way to about year 11. And the last couple of years, honestly, was a bit laborious, a bit boring. The same thing happening again and again and again. And finally, I couldn't wait it. I couldn't wait to leave. I couldn't wait to get out into the real world and really experience, and really make new friends, and really experience life to their fullest potential. And I felt like I was honestly drowning there in my dyslexia school. Finally I did. Finally I was so excited to make that massive leap to my sixth form. where I have over 1,000 kids compared to the 50 kids that are living in Brown's. And I was so excited, and I moved there, and this excitement lasted for about 3 hours when I was in that place. 3 hours when I was in that place. I was so excited, that I realised I don't remember their name. I don't remember the people's name I've been with all day. I don't know what's going on in class at all. I to know who I am in school. I get lost all the time. People started making fun of me because of my stutter, because of my pronunciation. I was just a wreck. And in about a few weeks, all my confidence I built up in rounds come crashing down. And I was there, sad, head down, shoulders down, depressed, hating school, hating life. It's like when I was a 6 years old kid again, wanting to kill myself. I remember my mouth used to hurt when I used to come home from school because I never used to smile or speak to anyone all day. I used to go home and just cry because of how terrible I thought my life was that time. Until one time I just wanted to say, okay, I had enough. I had to do something to change Theo. I have to do something to make things better. I'm not going to live like this anymore. So I picked up my iPad and started watching confidence videos on YouTube. Confidence videos on how I can speak to girls, or how can I get out there, and how can I make some friends. And I was doing that for a couple of weeks. And I found out these sort of little silly strategies that you just walk into like a little bubble, confidence bubble, and be confident. Or you used to sort of say things over and over again, like, I'm confident. And none of them really worked, honestly. None of them really made me become who I want to be and who I know I can be. Until one night. One night I was sitting there on my bed, watching on videos on my YouTube. About confidence videos. I clicked on one video, I thought, oh, this is just weird, I've seen them pop around. I clicked on it. It was a big man, big broad shoulders, big spotty face, croaky, and he had a really big croaky voice. I thought, he's a drinker. And I was like, okay, this person's like, you know what I mean, doesn't know what he's doing, and turn my iPad off and go to bed. Just before I turned my iPad off, he said, the only way to change your life is take responsibility for your life. And in that moment, my whole life changed. In that moment, I could feel my body was completely vibrating because I fundamentally knew I got myself here and I am the only one who get myself out of here and get myself anywhere. From that moment, I got obsessed with trying to take responsibility for my life. I got obsessed with trying to improve it because I realised I couldn't blame anyone else. The only person I can blame really is myself. And I just wanted to improve myself an incredible amount. And it's my first step. I decided to take responsibility for my life and to really get obsessed with personal development and maximise it. From there, I got so obsessed with personal development. Tony Robbins was the name. He wanted me to do this thing called an hour power in the morning, get up at 3 a.m, crazy early morning, get outside, start walking, start doing incantations, start thinking of things being grateful for, what do you have happen or who do you want to be. I was doing that and I was doing so many positive things that things started to change. My confidence exploded. People were like, who are you and what have you done with Theo? Because I never used to speak. I used to have crippling silence when people even looked at me. Now I was just like, yeah, here I am. I'm funny, I'm loud. I was who I was supposed to be. I was doing all that. I was doing boxing and fitness at the time, and I exploded that. And I was the fittest machine you'd ever see out there. And I thought I was loving life. I was going to seminars. I was doing my thing, and I was sort of really motivated to make my life work. And then they dropped a bombshell on me. They said, Theo, you have to do GCSE English. It's like, what? No, you didn't say that when I joined. You said I didn't have to do it. You said I didn't have to do GCSE English. Like, Theo, you do. That's what the state people, the people in charge of the school say, you do have to do GCSE English. It's like, no, you may make me go classes, but I'm not going to do GCSE English. There's no way in hell I can do it. Because if I had all the help in the world and they couldn't let me do English, if they couldn't get me pass English and to improve my English, how the hell do you think you can? How do you think you can make me improve my English? And I had that attitude for a couple of weeks, going in classrooms and, well, why am I here? Well, I'm hating life. Until one day, I remember I was doing my hour power, and when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, why am I doing this? It's so stupid. And then I thought about a voice in my head. I remember it so vividly. It's like, voice said, what if Theo, what if you could do it? And then I started feeling some emotion there. And then I remember thinking, what if you could do it? You can do it. Anything's possible, right? You can do anything you want, right? This is Theo can do anything you want, because I was so motivational at the time. And I was like, yeah, I know I can, but what? It's an excuse, Theo. You can pass it. If you really want to, of course you can. Let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. And then I started crying, honestly, and I got really motivated to do it my English. I was like, I want to be an example to everyone else that I was not going to let dyslexia stop me. And I wanted to prove to everyone and more importantly myself that I could do it, that I was capable of doing it. And I got so much motivation, so much drive to do it. And now I'm doing it. and then I did this thing called what I call Screw Your Dyslexia Muppet. Screw Your Dyslexia Up. I was thinking to myself, I want to screw it up. I want to work so hard at it, I want to improve it so much that I'll screw it up. Screw what everyone said about dyslexia, what everyone said about it. I want to really muck my dyslexia up, and I work so hard on it. I remember getting this little dyslexia book called Screw Dyslexia, and every time I get a word wrong, say on the computer, I'd correct it using my phone. Say elephant to my phone, correct the spelling, write the word elephant into my notepad, and later that day, I'd open my notepad up, look at the word elephant, and I would actually repeat the word elephant, the spelling of the elephant, out over and over again. Like, I'm not going to use, let's say cat, for example, spell the word cat, C-A-T, 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 I look at it, say it, look at it, close my eyes, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, then instantly out of nowhere, I'd explode, pick up a pencil, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, C-A-T cat, and explode that word onto the page. And with that information, I'd explode it onto the page, and then I would learn it. I would learn it so fast, so instantly. I was doing that. I did that 3 to 4 hours a day. It was grueling, hard work. Did not enjoy one little bit. I was doing that. I was staying behind after school an hour each day. I had one-to-one tutoring lessons. I made myself have one-to-one tutoring lessons ahead of English because I was so motivated to do it. I talked to them. I persuaded them to do it. And after all of this, I got my C in English. I got a C in English, which before was a pipe dream, quite honestly. And more importantly, I improved my own reading and writing ability 500% more in 1 year, in that little space of time, even less than 1 year, compared to the whole time I spent at Browns. And I thought this was all great, and everyone was so happy that I got my C in English, that I improved it, and I felt on top of the world. And another day I was doing my own power, getting up early, outside, really cold, really wet, really dark. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm so happy, I'm so thrilled, I'm so excited. And why is it I'm so excited to go home each and every day and work on my I had a networking marketing business back then, work on that business with my friends, just want to wait till Friday so they can go and get drunk and do all the sort of boy stuff. Why am I so much excited to really make my life go and really move forward in my life? I said, well, it's because I took responsibility for it and I got obsessed with personal development about almost a year ago when I watched that video about Tony Robbins. I was like, okay, that makes sense. I got obsessed with it because I watched that video. Why did I watch that video? And then I answered it because I was so down, I was so low. I never spoke to someone all day. I was so upset, I hated my life and I wanted to change. That's why I wanted to watch that video. And I said, why was I so down? Why was I so low? And then it hit me. Hit me like a ton of bricks. I remember getting really emotional and thinking, oh my God, I got here. Not despite my dyslexia, this is what I thought. I got here because of it. I was so down, so low, because of my dyslexia, because I couldn't have proper pronunciation, because I didn't know where I was, because I didn't understand the lessons. That's why people make fun of me. That's why I was so down, so low. And that's why I took responsibility of my dyslexia. And since that moment, since that day of realising in my heart, not in my head, in my heart, that dyslexia is a gift in my life because it made me who I am. It made me who I am, guys. And from that moment on, it's been a gift. It's been a gift. In that gap of time, about a year, and even more so, I took responsibility of my dyslexia. I conquered it, and from the moment I realised it's a gift, I've lived every single day knowing and feeling so grateful that I've got this thing called dyslexia. This is my story, guys, and now I want you to have it, and now I want you to reap the benefits that I've learned from my experience. I want you now to fully take responsibility, like I took responsibility for my dyslexia, and really realize it's a gift. Like I realize it's a gift, guys. In these 12 steps, I would really highly recommend the book. I highly recommend the book. Hopefully you can get the audio version of the book, or if not, get the free video series. Please take action now and do it, because this is my story. And I'm really passionate about my story, but I'm more passionate about changing your story. Take care, guys. Bye.